Okay, we're going back to YouTube. Yeah, go to YouTube. Oh wait, I was muted the entire time. That's so awesome. Okay, now we're back on YouTube finally. Oh my goodness. That was ridiculous. I apologize. Good lord. All right, we got the Chargers up here next. I wish I could play you the sound of the stream that I'm watching, but that would take, another 45 goddamn minutes to figure out. Let me tweet out that we're back live on YouTube cuz that was insane. Reminder that the delay is also incredibly bad on my stream. So just remember that. So if you see a draft pick, my delay is probably a good, 10 to 20 seconds behind it. All right. What's the score of the Knicks game? All right. Commercial break. So we'll mute that for now. Holy. That took way too long, dude. My goodness. Um, if you followed from, well, Twitter or my YouTube community post to Twitch back to YouTube, I really, really appreciate you actually being here. I apologize for the technological struggles because that was poor. That was so bad. Okay, what was I doing? Checking the Knicks score. What is the score of the Knicks game? We need to know. Knicks are still up 2. Cannot believe that Joel Embiid is still playing in this game. That is completely absurd. Orlando Magic are up 23. No, 33. I can't even count. On the Cleveland Cavaliers in Orlando right now. Oh my goodness. Oh, wait, no, we're not back yet. Also, let me know if the audio is a little bit better. It should be now. Okay. Um, I don't believe the Chargers pick is in yet, or else they probably would have said something by now, or at least gone back to the draft. Oh, here we go. Pick is in. Actually, should we break out the? I think these are a little more LA. What do you think? A little bit more fitting. We probably should have done this for the. Wait, am I even? Yeah, we're going. Probably should have done this for the Arizona Cardinals as well. Are they going to get Justin Herbert a lineman? Are they going to get him a weapon? Obviously, they only have Quentin Johnston and Josh Palmer and Darius Davis as receivers right now heading into 2024. Or maybe it'll be JJ McCarthy. um, I would not be surprised if this is Rome Odunze. I could definitely see him going over Neighbors in this situation specifically because Odunze probably a better run blocker. Um, they don't really have a guy like him on their roster. I think Josh Palmer is similar, but like Quentin Johnston's your rat guy, deep threat. Palmer, kind of that intermediate um, route running over the middle. Like he's not going to beat you over the top. Odunze can do it all as the commissioner is coming back up to the podium. Who is it going to be? We had JC Latham. Currently, right now, with my final mock, we are 4 for 4. And it's Joe Alt, the tackle out of Notre Dame. So, thought about it too much, apparently. And to all the people who said, oh, you're such a, D rider for the Giants. You don't know what you're talking about. Chargers are going to get Justin Herbert a super weapon with Malik Neighbors or Rome Odunze, Brock Bowers, even. Well, guess what? They didn't. Um, Not surprised though. You need to protect Justin Herbert at all costs. I don't know if this move will push Slater to the right side because it definitely could. I would not be surprised though if Alt as a rookie starts on the right side. But that man is huge. The dude is 6'8.5". How tall is his girlfriend though? She came up to neck level. That's crazy. She's got to be at least 6 foot. Okay, get her in the WNBA. All right, switching back to the Blues. New York Giants are on the clock. We're repping the Daniel Jones jersey right now because the only other jersey I have is Saquon Barkley, and well, he's currently in a unknown place, aka Philadelphia, that I don't want to talk about. I think this is a really good pick though for the Chargers. Um, I mean, you can't go wrong. They said the tackles were going to fly off the board early. Like, I would not be mad at all if I was a Chargers fan right now. Now, I will say this could be a trade down spot for the Giants. I don't know if it will be, but it could be. Five minutes left on the clock. Giants have not made a pick. Usually in the first round, it goes down to that 2 minute, I guess, warning, you could call it, more often than not when it comes to uh, the first round. It looks like the pick might be in. Joe Shane on the phone. Dable standing up. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to react if this is JJ McCarthy. I have a feeling this is Malik Neighbors, though. I think the Giants, they don't get Drake May or any of the top 3 quarterbacks. I think they're going to go Malik Neighbors, but I'm not in the draft room, so I have no goddamn idea. Oh boy. I think this has got to be Malik Neighbors. License plate guy down on the front row with that's a sick helmet. To the right of him, or I guess his left. Pick is in, so Giants stay and pick at 6. I don't know what to do with myself. What's about to happen? Oh. The last 6 overall pick that we had was Daniel Jones. Now, the thing is, if this is JJ McCarthy, I'm going to fully believe that Brian Dable and Joe Shane love this kid. I just don't think it is. I don't think they wait at 6 for the 4th best quarterback. This is going to be Malik Neighbors or Rome Odunze. Oh, Jesus. And it's Malik Neighbors. We got a wide receiver 1, people. Come on. Best receiver for a Brian Dable offense is this kid, Malik Neighbors out of LSU, 6 foot, 200 pounds, can absolutely fly. He can literally take a handoff and make it an 80-yard touchdown. This dude is fantastic. He is damn near unguardable. He was utterly dominant in the collegiate ranks. Like, this dude is going to be a difference maker. The Giants have their wide receiver 1. That is all that matters. We are finally going to come out of a draft and an offseason with a real wide receiver 1, and it is Malik Neighbors. Come on. Oh, my goodness. So now the question is, do the quarterbacks fall? Because I imagine this Tennessee pick, it could be a trade down, but no one in front of Minnesota is looking to take a quarterback. Unless a team like Denver or the Raiders or maybe even New Orleans, maybe a sleeper, tries to jump for JJ McCarthy. I think the most likely team would probably be Denver. I think JJ McCarthy just really fits what Sean Payton likes to do. Oh my goodness. I was about to down so many bottles of alcohol if that would have been JJ McCarthy. God bless. God bless. That was too much stress, man. I can't do this no more. Hopefully, the Giants are not picking six again next year. Um, oh my goodness. Yo, what's up, Ilisena? That's my guy. Malik Neighbors' jacket, by the way, is sick. Also, another LSU wide receiver for the Giants in the first round. Last one to be selected by the Giants, obviously, was Odell Beckham Jr. Hopefully, Malik Neighbors has the same type of production because Odell on the Giants was unstoppable, and you cannot deny that. 589 yards after the catch this year for Malik Neighbors. That is insane. You don't see wide receivers doing that. Ooh, I like that DJ Moore comparison, actually. That's a really good comparison. Really good route runner. I think Malik Neighbors is better after the catch than DJ Moore, but very similar play styles. I actually really like that comparison. Man, he's got such suddenness to his route. Just a super clean and fluid route runner. Thank God. Also, that clip will be posted to YouTube at some point tonight of Malik Neighbors going to the Giants. Oh my goodness. W pick. W pick. So Daniel Jones more than likely now is for sure our starter going into next year. All the smoke screens about maybe trading up for Drake May, maybe we like JJ McCarthy. As of right now, they are false. But maybe JJ McCarthy falls. As we go to another commercial break here. Malik. The third ranked overall player by ESPN. I'm assuming that's Mel Kiper. Matt Miller compares him to Jalen Waddle. I don't know if I like. Uh, eh, I'm not sure about that comparison. I'm not going to lie. But I do love the pick. No doubt about that one. Oh, yeah. Also, this thing's battery exploded when we were on Twitch. Yeah, that might be a problem. Oh, well. Not good, though. Not good at all. Mamma mia. Oops. All right. What is happening here? I pressed too many buttons. Not again. Again. Joe Alt went. Who realistically is their top O tackle on the board? Fashanu, maybe? JC Latham? All right. You need to calm down, Elisana. Pick is in. Goodell looks like he should be coming up to the podium here soon. I'm going to say this is going to be Olu Fashanu from Penn State. Brian Callahan came over from Cincinnati. Obviously, there they love to throw the ball with Joe Burrow, but they couldn't protect him. I don't think Callahan wants to make the same mistake. Goodell at the podium. Where do they go? And it is J.C. Latham, tackle out of Alabama. So a guy that some may think better suited as guard goes here at 7. I think he's going to be just fine at tackle. Almost 6'6", 342 pounds. Just ridiculous size. And he ain't even the biggest dude in this draft. Joe Walt, who went 2 picks before him, is 6'9". But JC Latham, really, really good in the run blocking game. Just a mauler, wants to get after you, wants to drive you into the ground. Now a Tennessee Titan needs to work on the pass protection in the offseason. That's going to be the big thing. They need to protect Will Levis, and JC Latham should do so. Allowed just 2 sacks and 970 pass blocking snaps. That's not too bad, if you ask me. Yeah, like I said, though, pass pro needs to be the top thing that he works on this offseason. Tends to overset a little bit too much. Yeah, sometimes guys just get inside a little bit too quickly. Um, but a good pick by the Titans. That's where they needed to go. They have a ton of holes still among that offensive line. I would not be surprised if this was the first of many offensive line picks for the Titans in this draft. I don't know how many picks they have in the draft, but good pick nonetheless. How long have I been muted, bro? Okay, wait. Good to know that I'm special ed. Oh my goodness. Michael Penix Jr. has gone number 8 to the Atlanta Falcons over JJ McCarthy. So Kirk Cousins gets a 4-year goddamn Jeff Bezos looking ass contract, and the Falcons take Michael Penix from the University of Washington. You're kidding. What? I know the arm is there, the athleticism is obviously there. But for a dude to be a 6-year senior, this guy is still a little bit raw. He has some accuracy issues, especially over the middle and on the run. But wow. Wow, 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 wow. That's got to be the surprise of the draft. 100%. The thing is, you have to let Penix compete for the starting job. You have to. He's already 24 years old. Wow. Bears are back up. We'll see if they trade out a 9. Did not expect that one. Wow. Let's just hope those medicals came back correctly because obviously he had 2 major knee surgeries and 2 major shoulder surgeries, and as a quarterback, you kinda need both of them for 1 to stand up and 2 to throw the goddamn ball. Wow. Pick is in. Bears stay at 9. This could definitely be the first defensive player off the board, or this could be another offensive tackle off the board. My guess, if it's a tackle, would be Olu Fashanu. If it's a defensive player, I would have to think it's Dallas Turner or Jared Verse. Just think that fits what Eberflus likes to run as a defensive scheme. Because they run more of a 4-3 scheme, so I don't think it would be Law to, even though that's what I predicted in my last draft or mock draft today. Well, that's the 5th time 4 quarterbacks. Oh, wait, no. Is that the first time the 4 quarterbacks have gone in the top 10? It is. Wow. That is that's a surprise at 8. Um Crazy. Who knows? Maybe this is Rome Odunze. Maybe they just give Caleb Williams all the weapons in the world. Keenan Allen, Cole Kmet, DJ Moore, and Rome Odunze. Why not? Roger Goodell back out to the podium here for Chicago. My guess has got to be Fashanu. Oh, it's Rome Odunze. weapons overload in Chicago. Keenan Allen, Romo Dunze, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, and then you got DeAndre Swift and Khalil Herbert in the backfield with Roshan Johnson as your running back three. Weapons galore on that offense for Caleb Williams to work with. Justin Fields has to be pissed that he never got a chance like this. He literally just got DJ Moore and then gets shipped out of town after his best season as a pro. Wild. And as I talked about in damn near every mock draft, Romo Dunze, contested catch king. He had 21 contested catches. Obviously, that's a PFF stat, so I don't know how they record that, but it led the FBS regardless. This dude can go up and get it with anyone, and 95% of the time, I would say he comes down with it. Super good playing through contact, really good route runner, has some really good speed to his game as well. This dude is not just a possession receiver. He can beat you deep. He's a dangerous, dangerous receiving option now headed to Chicago. Also, his release is so pure. Oh, we've got a trade. Minnesota goes up one spot to 10. They trade with the New York Jets. So is this for JJ McCarthy or is it maybe for Bo Nix? This could be 5 quarterbacks in the top 10. I doubt they gave up pick 23 if you're a Vikings fan. Probably a second or a third, I'd have to imagine, and maybe a late round pick. But Minnesota is on the clock here at 10. I imagine this is JJ McCarthy, but hey, Michael Penix already went, so maybe it is Bo Nix. Oh, that is unreal. So the Jets move down one spot and get a 4th and a 5th round pick. Vikings obviously receive 10th and a 6th round pick. I still can't believe Michael Penix went at 8. I thought it was smoked that he would go in the top 10. I mean, he was literally my 51st ranked player. Obviously, that is why I'm not a professional scout, but you live and you learn, I guess. That is crazy. Oh, I didn't even think of that. We could go if this is a quarterback, which I imagine it is. This could be 10 offensive players to start off a draft for the first time ever, sorry, and 5 quarterbacks taken in the top 10 picks, which has never happened. And I'm going to be honest, It should have probably only been 4. W Giants indeed. W Giants indeed. What do you think about that, Falcons pick, though? Oh, man. Am I gonna get copyright for having the Panda Express in here? I should flyer. Alright. Yeah, let's turn it. Whoa. Completely absurd, dude. Well, pick is in for the Minnesota Vikings. Also, maybe can y'all hear this if I, like, play it through the mic? Ooh, J.J. McCarthy makes it 5 quarterbacks into the top 10. My QB4, he is QB5 on the NFL draft board, though. and he is going to be put in a perfect situation with a QB connoisseur, an offensive just master in Kevin O'Connell. This is a perfect situation for JJ McCarthy. Athletic, he's got all the arm talent that you want, just a little bit raw. The production isn't there, but that isn't his fault. This kid has a ton of upside. Really, really good pick for Minnesota. I do think you have your quarterback of the future here in JJ McCarthy. He's got great velocity, great accuracy, just has to put it all together and on a more consistent basis. And he's going to be able to let it fly. He's got some good receivers down there, or I guess up there in Minnesota. You've got Justin Jefferson, you've got Jordan Addison, sorry, TJ Hawkinson at tight end. You've got some weapons. Aaron Jones out of the backfield if you need to check it down. JJ McCarthy is being put in a very, very good situation out in Minnesota. Now you just got to put guys in front of him on that O line. Pick is in for the Jets here. I had Brock Bowers, I believe, here for the Jets in my final mock draft. And we had JJ McCarthy for the Vikings as well. So is this going to be 11 or offensive players in a row to start this 2024 NFL draft? Sorry, I got a little bored. Yeah, they're talking about it right now on the broadcast. But JJ McCarthy, he is a winner. That Michigan team also found ways to win, so he has that grittiness to him, um, and not gritty, but he's got just that I'm gonna win this game mentality at whatever cost. Speaking of which, let me check the Knicks game again. I think we were up 2 at half. Knicks are currently down 7. Ugh. Jalen Brunson back on his game. No one else really doing much, though. Pick is in here for the New York Jets. Roger Goodell back to the podium. Who is the selection? My guess was Brock Bowers. I still think that's a pretty good one. Oh, Fashanu, sorry, out of Penn State to help block for Aaron Rodgers, one of the best, if not the best pass protectors in this class. There were question about his hands, there was question about his 2023 tape. No questions anymore. He goes 11, my 10th overall player in this draft. He's so good, man. He anchors down in the pass game so, so well. He gets your hands or his hands on you, and it is wraps. His footwork is so good in pass protection as well. Like He is a franchise left or right tackle, whatever you wanna put him at. Really, really good pick for the Jets. Brock Bowers still on the board here. So, tight end, obviously, positional value maybe falling a little bit here, but he could go to Denver. They need weapons. Sean Payton's used to having a really dominant, good tight end. It could be the Broncos to take Brock Bowers. I would not be surprised. Now we got a damn commercial again. God damn it, Applebee's. Well, what y'all think so far? 11 offensive players in a row. Can we make it 12? Can we make it 32 even? Because at some point, the defensive players are going to be the best players on the board. And I think that could be right now for the Broncos. You think of guys like Terrion Arnold, Quinion Mitchell, Kool-Aid McKinstry even, Nate Wiggins. You go to the edge, you think of Dallas Turner, Leatu Latu, Jared Verse, Chop Robinson, who has some seriously high potential with the athlete that he is. And then you go into the interior, Jerzon Newton or Johnny Newton, sorry. Byron Murphy out of Texas. Like, there are some seriously good defensive players here that are falling, and that's just because of how good the offensive talent is in this draft. We knew it coming into the day. How many offensive players were going to go in the first round? Was it going to be 20? Was it going to be more than 20? Well, I think we might have like 25 offensive players taken in the first round. When is the first defensive player going to go off the board is the question of the day. I love that this Peyton Manning commercial played 2 times in a row. Good job, NFL Network. Obviously, as well with this Denver pick, Sean Payton has completely ripped apart this roster and made it his own. So, who are guys that maybe Sean Payton would want? We've already talked about Brock Bowers. I think a high end defensive player. You think of guys like Cam Jordan, Trey Hendrickson, guys like that who were down with Sean Payton, Demario Davis, Marshawn Lattimore when he was in New Orleans, and obviously other guys as well, Tracy Porter. Um, I just really think this is going to be an offensive player. Could it be Bo Nix? Because we see 6 quarterbacks go within the first 12 picks. Let's find out. The pick is in for the Denver Broncos. Oh, Ian Rappaport. I do think the Broncos could be in play to move back up into the first round, trading with a team like maybe the 49ers, the Ravens, Lions, something like that. I think that is definitely a possibility if they want Bo Nix. I don't think they'll go Bo Nix here. Um, Pick is in though. I would not be surprised if this is Brock Bowers, a corner or an edge player. Roger Goodell back out on stage. Why? What is he doing? Who is it going to be for Denver? Bo Nix, quarterback out of Oregon. 6 quarterbacks go in the top 12, and Sean Payton gets his quarterback of the future who fits perfectly into his offense. This draft is absolutely incredible. I genuinely cannot believe what we are watching right now. Wow, wow, wow. Hey, if you didn't believe by now that if a team really likes a quarterback, they're going to go get him, you might want to believe it because this I have never seen any obviously you no one has ever seen anything like this. This has never happened in the history of the draft. 50% of the players taken have been quarterbacks to this point. That is insane. 60 touchdowns this year, or 50, sorry, 50 touchdowns this year. I think he's a really good fit for the Sean Payton offense. I really do. Was in Oregon, you think of that quick hitting offense, check downs, slants, let your guys do their thing. Sean Payton likes to do that too, but he also likes to go deep sometimes, and Bo Nix has the arm talent to do so. All right, no more quarterbacks should go unless someone absolutely loves Spencer Rattler. I do think this is the first defensive player. Actually, no, this could be a tackle for the Raiders. I'm going to say this is Fuaga or maybe a Marius Mims. I don't know if any Raiders fans are in the chat right now, but who do you want? Michael Penix is already gone, so I forgot who said it in one of my videos. It was the top 50 players. Had Michael Penix going here at 13. Well, you weren't wrong that he was going to go in the top 15, but he ain't going to the Raiders. I think this could be a tackle. This could be 13 offensive players in a row. I could see this being Amarius Mims or Talise Fuaga. I could also see this being Terrion Arnold. I think he fits what Antonio Pierce is looking for as a defender, just playing with tenacity, toughness, instincts. Quinion Mitchell, obviously, on the table as well. Goodell already back out here for the Raiders pick. What's your guess? I'm gonna say Amarius Mims. Keep the offense going. Could be Taron Arnold though. Oh, Brock Bowers, best player on the board for sure. But you drafted Michael Mayer last year. Now you got Brock Bowers. That is quite the duo for Gardner Minshew or Aiden O'Connell to work with. And I mean, Brock Bowers, he's like a basically a slot receiver. Um, I mean, his run after the catch ability, run after contact, absolutely special for the tight end position. He's really good at route running. Like, this is an advanced prospect. He is going to be a day one impact starter for you in Las Vegas. They've got a show now down in Vegas. You got Minshew, you got Bowers, you got Mayer, you got Devontae Adams. I don't think Hunter Renfro's there anymore, right? Hunter Renfro's not there. Jacoby Myers, though. Like, they've got some dogs on that offensive side of the ball. Now you just got to protect your quarterback. I think they could definitely be in play to take a Spencer Rattler, a Jordan Travis, maybe even a Joe Milton if you think he can play quarterback at the next level. I like it. I really, really like it because Michael Mayer, he's definitely more like better as a blocker than Brock Bowers, but Bowers is going to be one of the best receiving tight ends in the league from day one. Vegas, they got a special player. That is incredible value for a top 5 player in the entire draft, in my opinion. Can we get 14 in a row? Saints have been kind of just slotted in as a tackle team. Um, I've had I had JC Latham a lot to them. I just think he fit really well. This could be Fuaga though. Um, plays right tackle. Ramczyk plays right tackle, and he's kind of an unknown right now, like his future and everything. So we'll see how that all goes. But this could definitely be 14 offensive players in a row. That's incredible, dude. Never have I ever. I was muted. Um, you like the zesty glasses though? You like them? A little bit of Baton Rouge, Mardi Gras in this thing. I'm sorry. I really think this is going to be a Marius Mims. We know tackles are going to fly off the board. They're at a premium right now with Mims uh, and probably Fuaga as your top 2 tackles still on the board. I think it's going to be 14 offensive players in a row. I really do. Clock is ticking here for New Orleans. Under 3 minutes left on the clock. Green room is still pretty full down there. This could be receiver as well. A sleeper for this pick could be a guy like Brian Thomas or maybe like A.D. Mitchell even, because you have Chris Olave as your separator who can play in the slot and mainly in the slot. You've got Rashid Shaheed, your deep threat. How about adding Brian Thomas to really just spread out the defense and just go deep? Wow. So, and I don't know if you guys are watching NFL Network, but Daniel Jeremiah just said that Kirk Cousins really was not giving a heads up that the Falcons could go quarterback in this draft, and they did it at number 8. So they obviously really believe in the kid. Pick is in here for the Saints. Can we get 14? My camera's back. Is it wait, 1-4 or 1-4? I'm not ambidextrous. I'm gonna bet that this is probably not a receiver. I'm gonna go offensive line. I think the Saints are gonna go Amarius Mims here. Uh no. Talis Fuaga. Come on. I got the glasses on. Let's see it, Saints. What do you got? Yeah, I don't know. I just with the tackles left on a board, it falls off a little bit after. I mean, this could be a Tyler Guyton, even. Not it wouldn't be my pick. I think Amarius Mims or Talis Fuaga have just shown better production and also have close to, if not more, upside than Tyler Guyton. I think Tyler Guyton's a little bit of a project. I think Fuaga or Mims could come in and be a starter for you damn near immediately. I'm gonna guess Fuaga. I think that's my final choice. Deal. Talis Fuaga, Oregon State here to the Saints. All right, who's it gonna be? Talise Fuaga, Oregon State. 14 straight offensive players go in this 2024 NFL draft. That is completely absurd. You want to talk about a run blocker? Look no further than Talise Fuaga. This dude will put you in the dirt and then continue to drive you through the turf. Just nasty, has that mean streak, the tenacity that NFL scouts absolutely love. They just showed him absolutely dominating a WSU linebacker. Go Cougs. Uh, but yeah, he's special. He was awesome at the Senior Bowl. Really showed that he had good hand usage in the pass protection. That's a great pick for the Saints. Ramczyk in question. Now you got your future to play on the right side. Talise Fuaga out of Oregon State. I'm getting a little emotional too down there. All right, let me take off the glasses. It's a little too zesty. Yeah, almost a 6'6", 325-pound tackle who plays with pure strength. Colts on the clock here at 15. Chris Ballard, obviously, Jim Irsay, they love their athletes, and they've got some on the board. You got Quinyon Mitchell, Dallas Turner, Leatu Latu, Brian Thomas, Byron Murphy, Chop Robinson. They've got some serious playmakers that they could select from. I really like Brian Thomas in this offense with Shane Steichen. I mean, you think you have Michael Pittman as your possession receiver. You have Josh Downs, who's your slot guy. Get that deep threat that really the defense has to look out for, stretches the defense. Brian Thomas is an absolute deep threat. And at 6'3", 205, he can also get physical, go up and make those 50-50 catches. He can be a red zone threat for you. I think that's a really good option here for Indianapolis, but I could also see them going corner because they have their selection of the top corners. And Quinyon Mitchell, like I said, another really good athlete who put the Senior Bowl on fire. The dude was amazing there. He had lockdown after lockdown rep. Absolutely incredible. I think they go Brian Thomas and get Anthony Richardson more weapons here. Now, this could be a tackle. It could be. I don't think either of the guys that they have in place there would stop you from taking a guy like an Amarius Mims here. But I'm going to say this is Brian Thomas. And let me low-key sit down for real. Ready? All right, this is a good view. What do we think? All right. Obviously, the Colts exceeded their expectations of last year, especially after Anthony Richardson went down. Gardner Minshew really stepped up, and that's why he's got a solid starting job over in Las Vegas now. But they were literally one game out of the playoffs. They were 2-2 with Anthony Richardson. Hopefully, that shoulder can get healthy. They signed Joe Flacco just in case they didn't. I really think this is going to be a receiver here. I believe the pick is in here for the Colts. All right, is it 15 straight offensive players? This has been absurd, dude. Is that a little bit better? I feel like that might be a little bit better. All right. Roger Goodell walking out to the podium here to reveal the future of Indianapolis. This could be a Quinyon Mitchell. You think of who they have to cover in Houston? Oh, it's Leatu Latu. First edge rusher off the board is the man out of UCLA who was medically retired just a couple years ago at the University of Washington because of a neck injury. Gets cleared by doctors, transfers down to UCLA, is absolutely the best pass rusher in this class. Goes at 15. That is great value. You have to get after the quarterback in a division where you're going up against Trevor Lawrence and CJ Stroud. You have to be able to get after the quarterback, and that's what this kid's going to bring. I would not be surprised if this dude has 10 sacks in his rookie year. You can see the emotion on his face. Feels very similar to Jalen Phillips. And yes, they wore the same number, 15, but like both medically retired, both at one point in their career from UCLA, both really talented pass rushers. Phillips, definitely a little bit more of an athlete, but Latu, his pass rush moves are so advanced for a college prospect. He had 21 and a half tackles for loss this season. He developed over the offseason as well to be better against the run. He's got to get better still at doing that. But I mean, the kid is special. So we finally got the first defensive player off the board. Is that the only one of this first round? Is the question. Yeah, no, Leatu Lach is one of my favorite prospects, if not my favorite. Outside of Malachi Corley, probably, who I don't think we'll see here in the first round, but he's special, dude. He really is. Leatu Latu is an incredible player, incredible prospect. I mean, the production is unrivaled in this class. Almost 6'5", 260 pounds, and moves so well at that size. Hand usage really good as they're showing it here. Um, yeah, dude, he's awesome. Love the story as well. Seems like a really good guy. Just wants to play football, man. Got medically retired, was able to come back, and he made a statement when he came back at UCLA. So no corners taken yet to guard all these receiving options and quarterbacks. I don't think we'll see one here at Seattle either. They've got Reek Woolen, they've got Devon Witherspoon. Maybe they take a guy like a Cooper DeJean if they want to, and we can start a bit of a run with defensive players, but I think they would probably take a chance on a guy like a Graham Barton. Maybe they trade back. Uh, a team like Philadelphia or Miami might want to come up and take a Byron Murphy or a Johnny Newton. I mean, Seattle could take one of those guys too. I don't think Leonard Williams should stop you from taking a guy like a Johnny Newton or a Byron Murphy. Much higher upside. Leonard Williams getting older. I know they just signed him to that big contract, but I don't think he's worth that contract. And he used to be a New York Giant. I didn't think he was worth the contract we gave him. He's only had one career 10 sack season. Wow, wow, wow. We doubled, not we. The NFL doubled its previous record of 7 consecutive offensive players selected before a defensive player. Unreal. That I highly doubt that's ever broken or even a draft has something that can come close to it. Next year, it obviously will not happen with guys like James Pierce at the top of it and Will Johnson from Michigan. Pick is in for Seattle, but we will go to commercial first. What a draft so far, man. This has been crazy. I told you I'd be crazy. I mean, it always is. Anyone could have expected that, but unreal. Absolutely unbelievable. Maybe I should move it like, is that a little bit better so you can actually like see my face? I don't know. Kind of have to lean this way into it now, but I think that might actually be a little bit better. All right, some of these commercials need to be canceled. All right, well, with this Seattle pick coming up, we will be halfway through this first round and halfway through the first night of the NFL draft. We've got 14 offensive players. I can't actually believe that. That's incredible. That number will never be touched. The other number that won't be touched is 6 quarterbacks within the first 12 picks. That was completely absurd. But they flew at the top, and you knew once that happened, other teams are going to come up and get their guy. They didn't go up outside of the Minnesota Vikings, but Denver took their guy at 12. That some may have not been expecting, but without a second round pick, it makes it a little bit more obvious of a choice for Denver to go that route. When will we see another receiver off the board is my question. Because this class is so deep that receiver might fall after the top 3, and that's obviously been shown for the past, 6 picks now. Romo Dunze, the last receiver. Brock Bowers, the last offensive playmaker, you could call, at 11. Or sorry, Brock Bowers went at 13, not 11. Scratch that. Crazy, crazy times that we're living in with the NFL. All right, we are back. Pick is in for the Seattle Seahawks. Like I said, I could see this being Graham Barton, One of the best, just all around offensive lineman prospects in the draft, wherever you think he might play. I don't think they're going to go receiver. You have DK Metcalf. You drafted JSN last year. You've got Tyler Lockett there. I think this is either offensive line or D line for the Seahawks. Can we get two defensive players in a row? Maybe. We won't get the pick quite yet. So is Roger Goodell going to come up to the? Oh no, there. Oh, we're getting there. Hold on, hold on. I'm being impatient. I apologize. What the hell did I just do? All right, Seahawks pick is in, and it's Byron Murphy. Like I was saying, we've got two defensive players in a row now. Both guys can get after the quarterback at will. And like I said, Leonard Williams should not stop you from taking a guy like Byron Murphy or Johnny Newton, and it did not. Mike McDonald gets his Justin Matabike or Matabike. Wike? BK? If you will. Jeez. Um, Super quick, disruptive. Like I said, lives in the backfield. He can absolutely get after the passer, and that's what you need in this league. You got to disrupt guys like Brock Purdy to get them off of their rhythm, if you will, and Matthew Stafford as well. Kyler Murray, who's all in your division. Byron Murphy's a playmaker, a disrupting playmaker, might I add. Mike McDonald's first pick, defensive tackle, and it just makes so much sense that it would be. You think of the success that he had with Matabike and Odafe Owe. You've already got your edge rushers in Nwosu and Boye Mafe. Get that guy on the inside as the Vikings move up to 17. Now, this could be for the second edge player off the board. Whoa, excuse me. Although this could be for a tackle. So Minnesota's already traded away a fourth and a fifth in this draft. They give up a fifth round, a third round, or a fifth round this year, and a third and a fourth next year to the Jags to move up. Jags drop down to 23rd. I think this is an edge rusher. I don't think you trade up 6 spots to get a corner when none of them have come off the board and you just watched two pass rushers go off the board back to back. You think of a Brian Flores defense. I think Dallas Turner could work in that defense. Obviously, Jared Verse is there, but Chop Robinson, twitched up athlete out of Penn State. Maybe it's him. Maybe they go for the first cornerback off the board in a Quinyon Mitchell or Terran Arnold. And it is Dallas Turner, edge rusher out of Alabama. Like I was just saying, You saw two guys who could get to the quarterback in a hurry, go back to back, and now we've got a third in a row to make a little bit of a run on defensive players. Dallas Turner goes here at 17 to the Vikings, now across from Jonathan Grenard, who they signed in the offseason. I think that's a really good duo out there in Minnesota. So you get your passer of the future, and then you get your pass rusher of the future in Dallas Turner here at 17. I think that's a really, really good pick from Minnesota. I mean, Dallas Turner, they had it at the combine, the comps. His speed that he showed and athleticism at the combine, unbelievable. He's got that quick first step that you want in your elite pass rusher. He's got the moves. He can play the run pretty damn well as well. This dude's an all around player for you, and he's only going to get better. I really like him in that Brian Flores defense. 6'3", almost 250 pounds, and moves like a running back. Yeah. They're showing all the clips right now. Um, the length that he has really allows him to push back defenders or kind of use that R, not quite as well as Reggie White did, but like get that arm over, push, go underneath, inside. He's got moves. He can play the run. He showed that he can set the edge and be a good run defender. And he hustles, man. He gives effort on every single play. He is go, go, go. Great pick for the Vikings. They make it out of this first round with quite the haul, but they also gave up quite a haul to get there. They do not have a lot of late round picks now. Not sure how many they had, but pretty good draft from Minnesota. I would not complain if you're a Vikings fan. That is a really, really solid first round. And you think you got Jared Goff and Jordan Love already in your division. Caleb Williams, 16 picks ago, was just added to your division. How are you going to get after those guys? Dallas Turner. Perfect pick. I mean, he's got 23 and a half sacks over his career. That's to think that this man was on the same team as Will Anderson is absolutely unfair. That is crazy. I need to check the Knicks game again. Damn, they're gonna drop for real. Holy. Embiid is dropping 47. Of course, Brunson's one good game. No one else can really score, at least on our bench. I imagine, yeah, Maxi put up 25. So Knicks are gonna go down here. It looks like I don't think they're gonna have some spectacular run with 55 seconds again. Um, but We are back. A little intermission there. We got some food. Got the yeah, you're not gonna be able to see that. I got the panda. I'll let that cool down for a second. That shit hot. All right, who just went? Let me know. Who just went? Was it Mims to the Bengals? Oh, it was Amarius Mims. So they get an absolute behemoth, is what I like to call him. And Amarius Mims out of Georgia. Power is what you think of when you think about Amarius Mims. Um, just crazy. His size and power and athleticism. He showed the athleticism at the combine. Like this dude is awesome. Um, yeah, not much more else to say about that, but like Marius Mims is a really good player. They needed offensive line help. Obviously, T. Higgins and Trey Hendrickson requested to trade. So it could have been a guy like Brian Thomas, but I think this is finally the correct pick for the Bengals. They get Joe Burrow protection, who's had now two season-ending injuries in his 3 years, 4 years as a Cincinnati Bengal. So you need to protect the guy. You have pass rushers all across your division. I mean, you think of guys like TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, Odafe Owe, Matabike, who we were just talking about not too long ago, um, who probably won't be lining up on, the outside. But regardless, you've got really good pass rushers in your division. Miles Garrett, even. So you got to protect Joe Burrow, and they do with that pick. Once Amarius Mims gets his hands on you, man, it is over. That rep is finished. Like his hands are so powerful, it is ridiculous. Let's see if my chicken cold enough. Mm. Bonda. The Rams haven't made a pick since 2016 in the first round. That is stupid. I know they added Trey White and Darius Williams back to this team, but you need a young corner. Quinion Mitchell and Terrion Arnold are sitting here at 19. That's the best value you're going to get for a corner. I think that could and probably should be the pick when you look at their team needs. Yes, this could be a tackle, maybe a Tyler Guyton, maybe a Jordan Morgan, but I think this is going to be. I mean, it could be Johnny Newton though, or Jared Verse to fill in that void that Aaron Donald has left with his retirement. I'm going to say this is Quinion Mitchell. Senior Bowl standout, lockdown corner, has all the traits to become a lockdown corner, has good ball skills, plays with instincts, just a fine, fine player. Here comes Goodell. Imagine they forfeit the pick. They're like, nah, we're gonna keep beating all of y'all with no first round pick. Watch this. We forfeit. And it is Jared Verse, Florida State edge rusher, who put on a show in the ACC championship game and just the last 2 seasons in general. Uh, you think of this guy and you think of guys like Will Anderson when you're comparing the size of these 2 players. Um, just dude, the speed to power. Best power rusher in this draft, by the way, is Jared Verse. Unbelievable hand usage. He when you talk about shock, the hands shock offensive linemen, he literally like paralyzes offensive linemen and just pushes them right back in to their quarterback. It is absurdly impressive to watch this man play. Uh, was a lot better in edge setting and run defense this year than he was the previous years. Came back for his 5th year, I believe it was, or maybe it was his 4th year. Could have came out last year, regardless. Stayed a year. Should have been in the college football playoffs. That conversation is dead, though. It is what it is now. No one was going to beat that Michigan team, regardless who was in that. Um, but Rams get a great player here in Jared Verse. Says it right there: 9+ sacks and 10+ TFLs in the last 3 seasons. Unbelievable, fantastic player. Going from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast is Jared Verse. Now let me eat some goddamn chicken. Good soup. Why the fuck is there plastic in my goddamn chicken and chow mein? Panda, explain. What is that though? For real? Ashy ass company. I'm playing. That was genuinely though in my chow mein. I don't know where that came from. Must have been like a wrapper that I accidentally just. Maybe it was from like the fortune cookie. I don't know. Don't ask me. Oh, and by the way, the Knicks fell. So series 2-1 now. Joel Embiid dropped 50 against the Knicks. Jalen Brunson had 39 and 13 assists just for us to lose by 11. But glad to see he's back in a rhythm. I think we take game 4, come back to the Garden, and end this thing. It's fine to drop one, man. We can gentleman sweep them. It's all right. Knicks actually shot the ball really well. Sixers just shot it better. Both teams shot over 43% from three. Both teams shot 49% or better from the field. The only difference is the 76ers shot 33 free throws. Knicks shot 19. Let's see how many Joel Embiid had. Oh, 21 of his, or 19, sorry, of his 50 points came from the line. God, it's a playoff game, man. Quit with that shit. Whatever. Pick is in here for the Steelers. most of the tackles gone. Main Probably the only one that the Steelers would be willing to take here would be Tyler Guyton. I like Brian Thomas here or Quinyon Mitchell for the Steelers. I know when they traded away Deontay Johnson, they got Dante Jackson in return, but I don't think an older veteran corner should stop you from getting a really good perimeter corner across from uh, Joey Porter Jr. I think Quinyon Mitchell or Terran Arnold would be a really good pick here for the Steelers. Obviously, Brian Thomas would be a really good pick here too to go across from George Pickens to add as that receiving help for Justin Fields or Russell Wilson for whoever is the starting quarterback for the Steelers. Brian Thomas would actually be a really good fit. We'll see. I totally forgot that Troy Fautanu is on the board. That could be the pick here. All right, pick is in. Cam Hayward up here to make the selection. Well, not make the selection, but tell the selection to the Steelers fans. If Fautanu falls here, I there is no way Miami can pass him up. I'm also muted. Ha 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 ha. Funny talk, funny talk. Wieners. All right, here we go. Pick number 20. Do we go back to the offensive side of the ball? Or do we stay defensive here? And it is going to be Troy Fautanu, tackle, maybe guard, out of the University of Washington. So the third player here for UW to go in the first round. That's got to be a record for them in the first round. They've got some really good prospects, though, coming out here. Uh, Pittsburgh just needs offensive line help. This makes complete sense. He was a part of, and the main reason that that offensive line over in Seattle was so damn good and why they were rated the best offensive line in the country. Obviously, there's Roger Rosengarten and some other guys as well, but no one had the production that Fautanu had. Left tackle. I thought he played right tackle for some reason. Did he ever play right tackle over there? I don't know. I don't think he ever did. I kept saying right tackle, but he can play left tackle. Obviously, he's got great mobility and athleticism. looked so fluid at the combine. Um, was the best offensive lineman I thought on the on-field drills, and but goes here at 20, fell a little bit. He might have been no, Fuaga was my 20th ranked player. I think Falatano was about 16. It's a great pick. Hey, quarterbacks, tackles, receivers. We've seen a lot of them. We knew they were going to be coming at a premium, and well, the rumors were not wrong. Let's just say that. I am very interested to see if Pittsburgh starts him at tackle though, because he's got good arm length, but he's just a little bit short at just under 6'4", at 6'3 3/4". So it'll be interesting to see um, what they do with him. Pick is in for the Dolphins as the network goes to commercial break. I think for the Dolphins, you if you want to get, cute, you can go Brian Thomas to just make this offense completely absurd. If you want to be smart and protect your franchise quarterback or what you think is your franchise quarterback in Tua Tagovailoa, I think Graham Barton is a really good pick here. Or maybe you think highly of Tyler Guyton, Jackson Powers Johnson. Any of it would work. So we'll see what they do here at 21 when we get back from the break. All right. Sorry, I keep muting and kind of shoving my face out of the camera, but I don't want to. You guys don't need to see me fucking eat. I do think a sneaky good pick here, though, would be Johnny Newton. Watch out for that name. Out of Illinois, the defensive tackle. They lost Christian Wilkins. That leaves a big void in the middle of that defensive line. Mike McDaniels, he's hot, absolutely hyped up. McDaniel, sorry. Um, if they go Brian Thomas, that offense is scary. Could be edge rusher too. Think of guys like Chop Robinson. Um, with the injuries they had at edge last year with Phillips and Chubb just can't stay healthy for the life of him, and that's been a reoccurring theme over the course of his career. It happened at Denver. It's now happened at Miami. I don't think depth at edge would be a bad thing. But here comes Roger Goodell to the podium. And it will be Chop Robinson, Penn State edge rusher, scary athlete, twitchy beyond all belief. About 6'3", 255 pounds. The brother is an athlete, to say the least. He is unbelievable. The bend and the speed, the first step off of the line is almost unguardable. Now, the production might not always be there, but the film is. He can absolutely get after the quarterback in a hurry. This dude literally might be the best athlete in this class of any player, not just edge rushers, of any player. Would just love to see him finish plays. That's the one thing that I have on him. Got to be able to finish plays. But man, can he get after the quarterback and create some havoc in the backfield? Also, could get a little bit better at defending the run. But again, in a passing league, you want pass rushers. This man is a pass rusher. Let's see. Of Josh Sweat, I don't even think that's close. Think of the quick first step. You think of guys, maybe like a what's his name? Walker. Out of Georgia a couple years ago on the Jags. Why can't I think of his first name? Walker. Anyways, it's like that level of explosiveness, though. I can't. Why can't I not think of his name? Ty. I don't know. It's whatever. All right. Eagles have sat and picked. Howie Roseman is on the phone with someone. Watch out for a sneaky play with Graham Barton here. Philadelphia loves their trenches. We know that. I think Graham Barton could be a very sneaky pick here. No corners have gone off the board, by the way. So this could be a Quinion Mitchell. This could be a Terrion Arnold, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Nate Wiggins. What they have the field to pick from. That's pretty good for Philadelphia being able to sit here. I did not think that was going to be able to happen. They just signed AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. AJ Brown literally about 10 minutes before the draft to an extension. Devontae Smith to an extension earlier in the offseason. they've obviously been known to take Georgia defensive linemen. You think of, Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, the last couple drafts. I don't think there's any Georgia player they take here unless they're really high on Kamari Lassiter. Um, I think this could be a sneaky pick here for Graham Barton. But I do feel like Quinyon Mitchell or Terrion Arnold makes too much sense here. You got to guard guys like Malik Neighbors now, like CD Lamb, Devontae, or not Devontae Smith, Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, guys that can keep up with that quickness. Maybe that favors Terrion Arnold here. They like their SEC guys in the first round. The pick is in. I don't think this would be Brian Thomas. They added a couple receivers in the offseason. Like I said, I think this could be a sneaky pick to go offensive lineman. You obviously lost one of the best offensive linemen in the league in Jason Kelsey. Graham Barton can play anywhere from center to left tackle, people think. I mean, I should say right tackle to left tackle, to be honest, where he can play. But I guess we'll find out here in the next couple minutes where the Eagles want to go. Also, if you're still listening, grades for this first round will be out probably tomorrow in the morning. I'll record right after the draft uh, and get that out quickly. Maybe that'll be out later tonight. We'll see. A lot of A's are going to go around, though. This has been a really, really good and well drafted um, first round here by everyone, in my opinion, of course, unless you're the Falcons. Final guess: Terran Arnold. My hope, though, who do I not like at corner? Do something stupid, Howie. Draft Jalen Rager again. Dude, why do we have to listen to Roger Goodell every year? This man is genuinely on the same wavelength of Joe Biden, the way that he talks. Jordan Mailata, one of the international players from the international NFL pathway. And here he is, Jordan Mailata. Pause. Oh, it is Quinyon Mitchell out of Toledo. The cat from the MAC. First corner off the board, and they did not have to move. Really good pick there from the Eagles, which I hate. Awesome athlete, though. Great cover corner. I think has all the traits that you would want to be in your CB1. And I have a feeling corners are probably going to start going off the board here with Jacksonville and Dallas and also Green Bay coming up along with Arizona's second pick. Could we see a Brian Thomas here to the Jags, or would they move back again, maybe with a team like Buffalo or KC? Let's find out. But to get back to Quinyon Mitchell really quickly, lockdown corner at the Senior Bowl. I've said it multiple times tonight. Just super athlete. Um, ha- uses his hands well in press. Plays with really good instincts. Plays aggressively. Obviously he had like 4 interceptions in a game. Unbelievable. He's got the ball skills. Tracks it really well. Comes up and makes tackles. He is a willing tackler. He wants to make tackles. This dude is a physical corner. It definitely fits what Philly wants to do. I hate that he's in Philadelphia, but go get your bag, young fella. Dude definitely deserves it. That's for damn sure. Oh yeah. To all the Philly fans who said on my mock drafts that they would never go corner or linebacker. Well, they didn't go linebacker, but they did go corner. So he had 46 pass breakups in a 4-year career at Toledo. The kid is awesome. He had 25 in 2022 when he really became that starter, that outside lockdown corner for Toledo. Crazy. God, I hate that he's an Eagle. Why? Now Dallas is probably going to go get someone that I don't want them to draft too. I mean, it's hard because the first round there's just so many good players, but ugh, I hate the Eagles. Why do they have to draft so well every single year? Pick is in for the Jags, so they are staying this time. Not going to trade out of pick number 23. I think this could be a deep threat receiver. You think of Xavier Worthy and Brian Thomas, but I'm also thinking of AD Mitchell, a little more of a separator. I don't think they'd go Xavier Worthy just because you have Christian Kirk, who's consistently playing in the slot. You have Zay Jones on the outside as a wide receiver 3 option. You have Evan Ingram as a tight end. You've got good options already. You just need that extra little bit on the outside to stretch the defense, but also have the ability to separate. And I just think that's Brian Thomas. Now, this could be Taron Arnold. You have to guard guys in your division like Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell, um, Michael Pittman, Josh Downs. So, could be a corner to help cover. I mean, even DeAndre Hopkins and Calvin Ridley, who was previously on the Jags, we got to cover as well. So, could be Taron Arnold or Kool-Aid McKinstry, maybe even a Nate Wiggins. Don't think it would be Edge. Could be Johnny Newton to help the pass rush to get after guys like AR and CJ Stroud and Will Levis as well. Goodell back up to the podium here for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think you need a receiver, and after Brian Thomas, it falls off a little bit. Not much, but like it could be A.D. Mitchell. And it will be Brian Thomas, wide receiver out of LSU, 6'3", 205, with incredible speed for his size. Huge hands, good hands, might I add. Oh, they have him listed at 209, so yeah, ran a 4.33 at 6'3", 209. How about it? Um, I think he scored the most touchdowns or receiving touchdowns of anyone in college football this year. Awesome, awesome player. Third team All American. Like this dude is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, 17 receiving touchdowns. He knows how to find the end zone. And now for Trevor Lawrence, who has a big arm, can stretch the field a little bit more now that he's got Brian Thomas. Allows for Christian Kirk and Zay Jones to work underneath a little bit more, along with Evan Ingram. This is absolutely a home run hit for the Jacksonville Jaguars and Doug Peterson. I have to imagine Trevor Lawrence was in like the draft room. Like he drove his ass down to the draft room and was like, "Yo, go get me this kid cuz he can absolutely fly." 12 of his touchdowns came on 20+ yard throws. How about that? Unbelievable. But then with that being said, oh, I just messed something up. Oops. He does need to develop his route running. That's where I was going. But he can be a red zone threat for you. He can go up and get the ball with any corner in the NFL. No one's going to be able to outjump this guy. And especially with the long arms and huge frame that he has, he will get physical in the red zone and he will go up and get that ball. High points it. He doesn't let it come to his body. This is a really good receiver that's ready to play and impact the game day one for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And that's why he's going here at pick number 23. I actually think that's really good value for a guy like Brian Thomas. I think he could have gone in the teens. I think if the Jags stayed at 17, they could have taken him at 17. So, and yeah, you have Gabe Davis there, but like that's not going to stop you from taking a Brian Thomas. Come on. Gabe Davis is not going to stop you. And yes, they kind of play in those similar roles, but Gabe Davis can definitely now work those intermediate routes a little bit more and develop more as a separator with Brian Thomas taking the top off the defense. And now it's time for probably my most hated team in the Dallas Cowboys, but I also love them because they always disappoint their fans. It's an awesome relationship I have. But we'll see where they go. I've projected them a tackle for a long, long time in this draft. You lost Lael Collins a couple years ago. You lost Tyron Smith after this year. Are you going to play Tyler Smith on one side? I don't know. Um, I think Tyler Guyton could be the pick here. Just keep rolling with the Tylers. It seems to have worked. Tyler Biotish was a good player before he left. Tyler Smith is good. Why not keep rolling with the Tylers, man? Could go Terran Arnold. Did Stephon Gilmore come back this year? I feel like he didn't. But they could definitely use someone with the inside-outside flexibility, also younger, fresher legs than Stephon Gilmore to go across from Trayvon Diggs. I think Cooper DeJean, where he has that versatility where maybe they think he can play better at safety, or maybe it's in the slot, or it's outside. He's got the athleticism to keep up with anyone in the league, along with just the playmaking ability and the ball skills to go find the ball, pick it off, break it up. Like Cooper DeJean's a very, very good player. The Cowboys, they always draft so well, which is also annoying. The Eagles and the Cowboys both draft extremely well, unless, it's Jalen Rager being taken over CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson. Or no, CeeDee Lamb went before them, sorry. But over Justin Jefferson. Thank you, Howie Roseman, for that one. Maybe they go Johnny Newton. They're down to 55 seconds, though, here, left on the clock. Green Bay on the clock next. I imagine Dallas has probably made their pick. They're just sending it in, but getting close here. They could also go for some more edge, but I think all the best edge players are gone in Chop Robinson, Latu, Turner, and Verse. 20 seconds now. Is this pick gonna? Okay, it just went in with 20 seconds left. I was gonna say, dude. Oh, the Detroit Lions, the hometown team, have made a trade to come up from 29 to 24. Is this for Jackson Powers Johnson? Very, very. No, this is going to be for a corner. This is going to be a Terran Arnold, Nate Wiggins, or Kool-Aid McKinstry. I think Terran Arnold fits what the Lions want to do, and he just feels like an MCDC kind of guy. That is Motor City Dan Campbell. If you do not watch the Pat McAfee show, he feels like a Dan Campbell guy. He plays with that nasty, like not nasty, but tenacity out on the perimeter. Loves to be just, or he is really instinctual and aggressive. They went out and traded for Carlton Davis, but that should not stop you from drafting a guy like Terrion Arnold in this draft, or even Nate Wiggins. So Dallas got a third round pick out of that. Obviously, they swapped 24 and 29. Lions get a seventh round pick back for next year. This, to me, is either Jackson Powers Johnson, maybe Zach Frazier, Graham Barton, or Terrion Arnold. Those are my top four. Could be Kool-Aid McKinstry. I think he's a really good cover corner as well. Super smart player. I guess we're going to find out. Motown is absolutely on its feet right now, though, for this pick. Who do they – and this is the other thing. The Lions are not afraid of going and getting their guy. We saw it last year with Jahmyr Gibbs and Jack Campbell. They do not care about positional value. We're about to find out who this pick is. Lions signed a couple really key players this past week in Amon-Ra St. Brown and Penei Sewell to massive, like, market resetting contracts. Obviously, St. Brown got beat out by A.J. Brown. Not related at all, by the way. um, yeah, the top two guys that I think fit the Detroit culture to me would be Frazier, Powers Johnson, or Arnold, but we'll see where they go. Obviously, I lifted off a couple of them with Barton as well, and the remaining corners like Wiggins and Kool-Aid. I mean, even Cooper DeJean, actually. I don't know why I wasn't thinking of that. Maybe they move up to snag Cooper DeJean away from the Packers, who were one pick away from being able to just straight up draft Cooper DeJean. Here comes Goodell to make the pick. Lions fans going crazy in the background. Is Roger Goodell drunk again? Bro's kind of slurring his words a little bit here. Is he drunk again? Oh my god, it is so hard to listen to this man speak. All right, who is it going to be for the Detroit Lions? And it will be Terrion Arnold, corner out of Alabama. Like I said, it absolutely fits. Well, for one, their need, and it fits what they want to do in Detroit with Dan Campbell. This kid honestly might bite your knee off. That's the type of tenacity that he plays with. Flies around the field, plays aggressive, plays instinctually. This kid is awesome, man. Absolutely awesome. Had 5 interceptions, I believe, this year as well. Was first team All SEC. I believe he was a first team All American this year. The dude's a football player, and it makes a lot of sense that he's going here to Detroit. He doesn't even have to go anywhere. He was already in the back in the green room. He can just go down with the fans and party it up tonight. It is loud in there with the Detroit fans. Motown Terrian. How about that? Corners fall like we thought they might, and Terrion Arnold falls to 24 with the Detroit Lions going up and getting him. They should have had the black unis out there. They should have had the new alternates out there for their first round pick to have. That would have been sick. That's a very, very good pick. Go up and get what some people thought was the number one corner in the draft. Daniel Jeremiah, I think, had him in his top 10. Um, Arnold was all over the top 20 and top 15 for the consensus. It felt like production, maybe not the greatest athlete in the world, but plays with 110% effort, gives you everything, has fantastic ball skills. Like, if a ball's coming at him, he's not going to be one of those corners that just drops it and goes off their chest because they try to body catch it. He's going to go up and hands catch it. Um, Loves to come up and tackle. That's another thing. You are not going to go to Detroit if you don't know how to tackle. Taron Arnold absolutely can tackle from the perimeter. So Cooper DeJean still on the board here. Johnny Newton still on the board. Tyler Guyton, Graham Barton, who I believe I had for the Packers in my final mock draft. I think I had. Who did I have for Detroit? Was it Kool Aid? Oh my, Taron Arnold calling his shot. He gonna win a Super Bowl as a Detroit Lion. And they were 30 minutes away from doing not even 30 minutes. They were about 3 minutes away from doing so to going and facing Patrick Mahomes this last year, who they beat week 1, might I add. That was a pretty cool moment though from Arnold. That was awesome. There's a lot of blue jerseys, sweatshirts, and shirts down there among the crowd. Pick is in here for the Packers as the broadcast is going over Taron Arnold's film. Um, I mean, this kid, he was keeping up with Lad McConkey, who a lot of people consider the best route runner in the entire class. He was stuck like glue to Lad McConkey, among other SEC wide receivers all year long. I mean, from the pass breakups to undercutting routes to playing the run really well, he does it all. A perfect fit, like I said, for that Detroit Lions defense. Aaron Arnold's down in the crowd, man. That's awesome. He's going to have some receivers to cover as well. You think of the Packers who are up picking right now. They've got Dontavion Wicks, Jaden Reed, Romeo Dobbs, Luke Musgrave at tight end, Tucker Kraft. They've got a ton of young receivers that this man's going to have to keep up with, and I think he can. Then you go to the Vikings, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, unbelievable receiving talent in Minnesota. Then you go to Chicago, who just drafted Rome Odunze tonight with Caleb Williams. And then they also have Keenan Allen and DJ Moore. So he's going to have his hands full in that division. But Packers selecting now. Oh boy. Who is it going to be? Drunk Goodell back to the mic. Cooper DeJean or Graham Barton? Oh, I didn't even think of that. They do go offensive line here, though, and it is Jordan Morgan, the tackle out of Arizona. Now, I was told that they think Zach Tom is going to move inside. So I think they believe in this kid, and I do too. Jordan Morgan is a fantastic player, good athlete, really good in the run, showed a lot of production in the pass protection game. Really good feet. Sometimes the feet are almost too good and he gets out and oversets. Guys come inside. But regardless, he can get out and block for you in the run game. And I know that is what the Packers live off of is the play action. This guy is going to get out. He's going to get to the second level. He's going to destroy linebackers when he gets there. Gets up to even the third level with safeties and DBs. I absolutely love Jordan Morgan. I am so happy that he went in the first round. People really don't believe in him. I know he was in the 40s on my board, my big board, that is. The dude is an amazing player. And if the Packers really believe that Zach Tom is going to kick inside, they can do so. I think either Zach Tom or Jordan Morgan can fill that right tackle position and be just fine. And if neither of them, or if Jordan Morgan doesn't work out at right tackle, don't be surprised if he works out inside at right or left guard. Because they already have, I believe, Rasheed Walker, right? Out at left, so they're not going to move him. Um, so I assume he's going to be taking. I think Zach Tom is on the right side, isn't he? And this is one of the reasons why I went with Graham Barton in my mock draft was because I heard they were looking for just help among their offensive line. I thought Zach Tom was fine. I didn't know if they would actually do that. So I went with just an interior player instead with Graham Barton in my final mock. Ends up being Jordan Morgan, who something will be better off kicked in to guard. I think he's going to be a really, really good and productive tackle for the Green Bay Packers. Great pick there for Green Bay, who is the host city, by the way, for next year's draft. Um, that should be a fun one. What is 2026 going to be? Chicago? Like, are we just going to work around the Midwest? Very, very interesting. I should have thought of Morgan, man. That's my guy. All right. So we're back here. Um, Bucks are up. This could be a Jackson Powers Johnson or Graham Barton as well, maybe even a Zach Frazier. They need interior help with Ryan Jensen retiring, I believe. I don't know if he retired, but he definitely left. Um, I think it's going to be a sneaky spot for a guy like Xavier Worthy to stretch the field. I know they got Trey Palmer last year, and I love Trey Palmer, but he's really no Xavier Worthy. A 4.21 speed is unheard of. It is absolutely special. Watch out for Xavier Worthy here. Like I said, I love Trey Palmer, and I love that. Like, hold on. Okay, I love the way that they used him last year. But again, now this could also be a corner. Cooper DeJean's still there. Kool-Aid McKinstry's still there. They could go that route. Tyler Guyton, obviously there. I think this, if they were still an edge rusher, I'd obviously say that they're going to go edge. No edge rusher worth taking here, in my opinion. Maybe an Edgerrin Cooper, Junior Colson, though, sneaks into the first round. You lost Devin White, Levante David, probably on his way out here pretty soon. They did bring in Ben Bredesen, however. I kind of forgot about that. I wish the Giants would have brought him back. Christian Haynes, if they're going to go interior, is another really good interior player. He's more suited for guard, though. They're looking for a center. Here we go. and it is going to be Graham Barton, interior prospect out of Duke. I don't. They have him listed as a center. I don't know if he will play center. The dude has versatility to play all across your offensive line. He has played at left tackle, left guard, taken snaps at center. The dude is absolutely versatile. I have no doubts that he could play at right guard or right tackle. The only thing with playing at tackle at the NFL level, he doesn't really have the longest arms in the world, so that would be a difficult thing for him to overcome. But if anyone's going to do it, it would be Graham Barton. I mean, he is seriously a one of the most consistent blockers. Baker is going to have a lot of time on his hands in the backfield with this selection, and I think they could go out and get more later in the draft for Baker to work with. They obviously got to work on the defensive side of the ball, though. Arizona, if I'm Arizona, this is Kool-Aid or this is Cooper DeJean. Pick is in. Obviously, Arizona took Marvin Harrison, fourth overall. Could be tackle and really shore up that offensive line for the future for Kyler Murray. But I think there's so much that they need to do on the perimeter of defense that this probably should be a corner. Now, if you don't have a corner that highly rated, don't take him, obviously. But Kool-Aid McKinstry, Nate Wiggins, Cooper DeJean, all just sitting there for you. Do we get a third corner off the board here? Oh, did not even think of that. There was a defensive line player slash edge worth taking, and it was Darius Robinson out of Missouri. 6'5", almost 290 pounds, unstoppable at the Senior Bowl, unstoppable at Missouri. The dude is awesome. He can play literally at defensive tackle, at the 3 tech. He can play out in the 5 tech on the edge of the line. Good run stopper, can get after the quarterback, has so much power to his game. Super long arms as well. Like, it is hard for offensive linemen to get their hands on him because his arms are so long that he's going to be the first one to hit, and then that strength carries them right back into the quarterback for a QB pressure. Darius Robinson is a fantastic player, goes here at 27 to the Cardinals. He fits in very, very well as well with the Missouri offensive line, or sorry, the Arizona defensive line and what Jonathan Gannon wants to do. My head is all over the place. Um, but Jonathan Gannon, you think back to his days at Philly, where he had, or he could work with guys like Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, and he just moved them all over the place. And this is another guy that he can do that with. Across from BJ Ojolari now, who's that speed rusher, twitchier. Darius Robinson comes in and he bullies people, absolutely bullied people. He is super physical, showing it right now. Plays the run pretty well, and man, can he move at 6'5", 290. I think the combine number, what did he have? Like a 4.7 or something that he ran, 4.75. I don't think that really matters too much. Don't look into the 40 time, look more to the first step. I think he had like a 1.65, and at that size, I think is more than fine for a 10-yard split for a guy at 6'5", 290. Jonathan Gannon was absolutely gushing over that pick. I know he was. Really good fit for that defense. I totally forgot about Darius Robinson, man. So best player on the board for me, I believe, is Johnny Newton still. Newton, DeJean, Kool-Aid. Um, yeah, just some really good players. still left out on the board. And you know what? Good players fall all the time, and good players have fallen to Buffalo here, who is up next, and they're gonna have a chance at Xavier Worthy, AD Mitchell, maybe a Lad McConkey, Malachi Corley, Xavier Legette. They've got a lot of options at receiver, which is where they're expected to go. So we'll find out. Kansas City has just traded up with the Buffalo Bills. I mean, you'd have to imagine this is for a receiver, but maybe they're jumping the Cowboys for a guy like Tyler Guyton. Maybe they think that they're gonna take Tyler Guyton here. Dallas is, sorry. So they wanna jump Dallas and get him before they can, because they definitely have a hole to fill out there. Jawan Taylor is not the future. Um, who else do they have out there at tackle? Who's out on the right side? Who's on the right side for the Chiefs? Why can't I not think of him? So the Bills now have the 32nd pick. I imagine they probably got somewhere between a 4th and a 6th round pick for it as well, and maybe a future one on top of it. Yes, they have Wanya Morris and Jawan Taylor, with Lucas Niang kinda as that swing tackle backup kinda guy. I think this could definitely be for a Tyler Guyton. Obviously, it could be for a dude like Xavier Worthy or AD Mitchell. They do need receiving help, um, but I do like their depth at receiver enough to where you could wait until the 2nd round. Like, you don't have to force this pick to be a receiver, but I really do think that they came up for a tackle, and Tyler Guyton would be the only name I can think of right now that they would come up for.